You know everyone's left. We should probably get going.
I'm fine with that. So, are we still going to go skinny dipping?
3 of the ATIC 5 went to USC to visit a friend from high school, so I was there under very different circumstances from my previous time in Season 4, Episode 3, so my experience was unique. After the Carpe Diem shoot in Hollywood had wrapped, we went back to Whittier and dropped off the equipment. We ate dinner at that cafeteria called the CI on campus and found out that Aaron Shee had recently become obsessed with jokes that made fun of the joke rather than being a punchline for the jokes, or jokes that substituted a punchline with something dark or gory. There was a name for this meme collection online, like Unfunny Seal or Anti-Joke Chicken or something like that. It was a trend he enjoyed, so he brought us along for the ride. He looked at us and said, "Knock, knock. Who's there?" "The doorbell repairman." They started out a little infuriating, but they grew on us over time. We then went to USC to visit a friend from high school for the first time since we'd gone off to college. We took public transit out there, and on the way, Aaron said, "What did the farmer say after he lost his tractor?" "What? Where's my tractor?" Once we arrived, we all caught up and met our friends' roommates and other friends, who we'll call B and Olive. We went to a rugby party with our friend B and Olive since our friend had joined the rugby team, and it was wild. It was an outdoor party, and at one point, Aaron's talking to a group of people and says, "Hey, what do you call a Jamaican plumber?" Everyone gets real quiet for a second. "A plumber? What are you, racist?" Everyone except me drank too much that night, and it was a little tough walking everyone back. As the sober friend, I had to have one of my friends put an arm over my shoulder to avoid stumbling along the way. We eventually got back to USC campus from the rugby party. When we got back to the dorm rooms, 2 of us went to the bathroom to throw up, and one of us didn't quite make it. Our friend helped clean up, something she never would have done in high school, and I realized college was a whole different world. At 1:50 in the morning, I took a photo of Aaron in our friend's room, shirtless and about to get his ear pierced. We used an ice cube to dull the pain, and our friend pierced it with a little help from Olive, so we went home the next morning with a stud in one ear. Apparently it was still pretty painful though. As we were falling asleep that night, Aaron said, "A man walks into a bar. Ouch." I went to sleep and woke up in our friend's dorm room at USC with everyone sleeping in various places around the room. We took public transit from USC back to Whittier, and Aaron had another anti-joke for us. "What's white and can't climb a tree?" "A refrigerator." Once we got back on campus, it was back to being professional again because we had more scenes to shoot. So we got the camera gear ready and met up with Amyleigh Hoffine and Leslie Dieguez, who played strippers for the Loch Ness strip club scene. And we shot it in a student lounge area in the hallway of the Stafford dorm building. It was basically just a punchline cutaway joke, so we just needed a few seconds of one angle, so we had Aaron sit in a chair and had Amyleigh and Leslie stand on the table for the scene. We were easily able to make it look like they were stripping by having them dance in jean shorts and just lift their shirts to about midriff height in a close shot. I thought it was a good decision. It implied that they were taking them off without anyone having to go outside of their comfort zone, especially in the hallway of a freshman dorm. But our first take was a blooper. Our second take kind of worked as an option. Our third take was another blooper. Our fourth take was also a blooper, and we thought our fifth take was good enough to call it. That took a grand total of 4 minutes for 5 takes, so it was really quick. We weren't really sure how that would look at the end, but we managed to use VFX to make it look more like an actual strip club. As we packed up, Aaron said, "Why can't your nose be 12 inches long?" "'Cause then it would be a foot." With that scene done, we scouted out bathrooms to shoot in next. We found one that would work well, but we had to wait until there weren't any people using it, so we ate dinner first. Then we went back into the bathroom near the CI and shot Daniel Tao getting lost in the bathroom. We started at 5:43 p.m. and got Aaron unwrapping the Band-Aid, putting it on, got a few shots in the mirror, and walking in and running out. But 10 minutes later, we had to stop filming because Ayesha Perry-Iqbal had just shown up on campus. Another actress we'd hired from that casting website, Backstage.com, this time for scene 80, a Barcelona club scene between her and Daniel. At 6:09, we got the first shot for that scene in the area below the Science Building bridge on campus, and we got our last shot by 6:25.
I don't know, there are a lot of nude beaches in Barcelona, so...
Well, I'm a tourist, so obviously I would know.
Okay, we could always go skinny dipping in your room.
Maybe in the bathtub, sounds like fun, right?
I don't know, doesn't it?
Maybe we should go back there now.
We should.
All we really needed was to establish that they were flirting with each other while leaving the club. Then we went to my dorm room to get an interior club shot. I'd originally wanted this to have a cool club background like what we'd shot in Hollywood, but we didn't have anywhere to shoot that this time. I was a little disappointed at first, but we ended up using a mixture of color grading and VFX to make it look more like the back wall of a disco club, and that worked out. We got the last shot of that scene by 7:15, and that was a wrap on Ayesha's character in about an hour and a half.
The water is really warm around here.
What was your name again?
Hi, I'm Daniel. Nice to meet you.
You're crazy.
We thanked her for coming out, had her sign the release form, and said goodbye. We were hungry by then, but the CI was closed and we still had a scene to finish shooting, so we got burgers at In-N-Out. While we were eating, at one point Aaron grinned at us and asked, "What's brown and sticky?" Colin looked over at him, fed up with these jokes, and said, "Is it shit? Is that the punchline of this joke? Literal shit?" "No. What's brown and sticky?" "A stick." At that point, we went back to the Whittier College bathroom to continue shooting scene 21B, but we didn't actually start shooting until 10:25 p.m. We needed to provide some kind of reason why Aaron had a Band-Aid on his face in some of the later scenes in the movie from what we'd shot overseas. So Colin got into one of the stalls and locked the door behind him so Aaron could bash into an unoccupied stall and hit his face. But we underestimated Aaron's strength and overestimated the strength of the door lock. So the first time we tried it, Aaron broke through the door and slammed into Colin, who was just on the other side. I've replayed that clip so many times, I don't think I'll ever forget that sound. But after that, while Colin's knees started swelling up from being bashed with the stall door, we shot Daniel going into the stall and washing his hands. This part was actually improvised because there was only one working sink in the bathroom and we didn't know that until we'd already pressed record, so we rolled with it. It also gave him more of a valid reason as to why he'd spend that much time in the bathroom in the first place. Then we got him fixing his belt, drying his hands, and generally looking like he was taking his sweet time in the bathroom until he heard the announcement that the train was leaving. By 11:05 p.m. we managed to get what we needed, showing both what Daniel Tao had been up to when he'd gotten separated from the group and how he'd hurt his face. And that was a wrap for the night. Aaron slept in the Whittier dorms that night and got on a bus to Union Station the next morning. I gave you exact change.
It's in my pocket.
Other guys.
50 cents right now.
It was really great to see Aaron again. He was one of those friends where it didn't matter how long it had been since you'd last spoken or seen each other. As soon as he showed up, you knew you were going to get work done, you were going to have fun, it was going to be funny, you were going to pick up right where you left off. So it always felt like a treat whenever he visited Whittier College. My main takeaway from that weekend was that work hard, play hard is real. Sometimes you need to get away from the grind to go enjoy life in a different way so that when you get back to the work, you're refreshed and ready to go. If we had tried to go straight from shooting the Hollywood club scenes to the rest of what we needed to shoot that weekend, we would have been exhausted, grumpy, and I don't think the product would have come out as well. But because we spent some time with friends, hung out, went to a party, ate a lot of food, we were refreshed and ready to go to shoot those other scenes. But you'll have to tune in next week to learn about a fraternity casino night and my favorite Martin Luther King Jr. Day.